chosen one. There is a profound reason why you could never settle for an ordinary love. There is a reason why, despite the crushing weight of past betrayals, a small part of you kept believing that a matching spirit exists. You are not watching this by accident. Heaven is breaking the silence to deliver a specific decree regarding your future. What you thought was a curse of prolonged isolation was actually a divine quarantine, protecting your energy until the right frequency could arrive. And God is saying, it is ready. You are about to be publicly embraced with a new partner, a younger soulmate whose spirit perfectly mirrors your depth. They are not coming to trigger your past traumas. They are coming to heal them. That quiet surrender you have felt lately, that was not you giving up on love. That was your soul getting ready to receive it without forcing it. If your soul is absolutely tired of ordinary love and you feel this resonance in your chest right now, I want you to make a quiet declaration. Type, "I am ready," in the comments. Let that be your first step of alignment today. Stay with me until the very end of this message, because this is not just another video. This is a sequence of spiritual recalibration. By the time we reach the end, you are going to understand exactly why your past relationships had to fail so painfully. You will receive a specific, practical framework to recognize this matching spirit the moment they enter your life, so you do not accidentally push them away. And finally, I will lead you through a profound mental activation to seal this new frequency into your spirit. You need all these pieces for the picture to be complete, so guard your attention for these next few minutes. Let us go back for a moment to where you have been. I want you to think about those nights where the silence of your room felt heavier than gravity. Imagine the exact feeling of sitting there alone, watching the world move forward while you felt entirely left behind. Notice the familiar tension that gathers right in the center of your chest when you remember the arguments, the misunderstandings, the people who looked you in the eyes and still chose to walk away. Notice the sheer exhaustion behind your eyes, the kind of tired that sleep has never been able to fix. It is the exhaustion of carrying a heart that gives so much and receives so little. You have likely had moments where a quiet, painful thought echoed in your mind. The thought that maybe you are too broken, too complicated, or that it is simply too late for you to start over. You have looked at the pieces of your past and wondered how anyone could ever build a home out of them. But here is the truth that heaven wants to anchor in your spirit today. Those people who walked away did not reject you. They were removed. The divine orchestrated their exit because their spirits simply could not survive the frequency of the season you are about to enter. The enemy tried to use those departures to destroy your self-worth. He tried to convince you that isolation was your permanent address, hoping you would break your silence, lower your standards, and run back to what was comfortable but toxic. But he failed, because what he meant for your destruction, the universe was using for your divine quarantine. Consider the ancient story of Ruth. She lost everything that represented security. She lost her husband, her home, her familiar future. She walked into a foreign land, carrying the heavy title of a widow, likely believing her best days of love were buried in her past. But her massive loss was not a punishment. It was the exact necessary setup for her to step into the field of Boaz. Her season of profound grief was the bridge to a public, undeniable embrace that changed the lineage of history. Your story is carrying that exact same pattern. The deep losses you experienced were clearing the stage for a relationship that actually matches your destiny. And you can already feel this shift happening inside your body, even if you have not had the words to explain it. Think about how differently you operate now compared to just a few years ago. The first major shift is that you simply do not tolerate drama anymore. It actually repels you. Situations and conversations that used to keep you engaged now just make you want to quietly leave the room. The second shift is that your inner circle has shrunk to almost zero, and, strangely, you are finding peace in that emptiness. You no longer feel the desperate need to fill the void with just anybody. And the third, most powerful sign is that you have stopped fighting to be understood. When someone misinterprets your heart, you no longer write paragraphs defending yourself. You just let them be wrong, and you protect your peace. This is the maturity of a chosen one. If this describes exactly what you have been going through in the dark, I invite you to stay connected to this space. Subscribe to align with a community of awakened souls who actually understand the weight you are carrying. You are not meant to walk this final stretch of the wilderness alone. You have done the hard work of letting go. You have endured the divine quarantine. But before this younger, matching spirit can fully cross into your physical reality, there is a hidden barrier we need to address. Something happened to your mind during those years of trauma. Something that actually blocks you from hearing the voice of God regarding love. And until you understand what this obstacle is, you might not even recognize your soulmate when they are standing right in front of you. Let me show you exactly what happens in your mind when you have been waiting for a matching spirit, but you still carry the scars of the past. Deep down, there is a quiet, painful whisper that tries to convince you of a lie. It says, "I am damaged goods." It says, "I am too old for a younger soulmate," or "My time for a great, once-in-a-lifetime love has already passed." I need you to understand that this is not your spirit speaking. This is a trauma loop. When you experience deep betrayal and heartbreak, your brain enters a state of neurological lockdown. It shifts into high beta waves, which is a pure survival state. This is exactly why your past relationships had to fail so painfully and why you felt stuck for so long. You were operating from a frequency of survival, and you were attracting partners who only knew how to survive, not how to truly love. This is the hidden barrier I mentioned earlier. This is why you could not hear the voice of God regarding your love life. Your mind was simply too noisy trying to protect you. What felt like spiritual abandonment was actually neurological self-preservation. What felt like a permanent curse of loneliness was just a trauma loop playing on repeat in your mind. But to recognize a matching spirit, you cannot remain in survival mode. Love requires a frequency match. You must access the frequency of divine intuition and flow. Scientists call this the gamma wave. It is the super brainwave, a God-given frequency of intuition, deep peace, and profound synchronicities. You had this fully active when you were a child, but as you grew, as the world handed you disappointment and betrayal, your brain experienced what neuroscientists call the decline effect. The gamma wave went dormant. You lost that magical feeling of connection, and everything started to feel like hard work. But science has found a way to turn it back on. There is a 7-minute ritual that directly bypasses the years of painful, traditional therapy. It is not meditation, because meditation can take months or years to truly rewire a traumatized brain. This is pure, measurable science. A brilliant neuroscientist named Dr. Robert Lake has spent over 3 decades studying this exact phenomenon. He discovered how to use advanced brain entrainment technology to directly stimulate and reactivate your dormant gamma waves in just 7 minutes a day. Normally, achieving this state requires spending upwards of $7,000 on biofeedback machines for your home, or paying $300 an hour for specialized clinical therapy. Dr. Lake condensed this entire technology into a digital audio track called the Genius Song. The original price is $49, which is already a fraction of the cost of a single therapy session. But because Dr. Lake wants this technology in the hands of people who truly need it to break their generational cycles. He has lowered the price to $39 strictly and exclusively for those watching this specific message. You will not find this price anywhere else. And when you access it, he is also including 4 powerful free bonuses to support your complete transformation. You receive the Genius Child Track, a classic abundance book, a guided visualization audio for your ideal future, and a core habits infographic. All of this comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. If you do not feel the heaviness lift from your chest, if your intuition does not become sharper, you get every penny back. You have absolutely nothing to lose. I must warn you, however, because the enemy tries to corrupt every divine tool. There are currently fake websites and counterfeit audios circulating on YouTube, Spotify, and Amazon using the Genius Song name. These copies do not contain the actual brain entrainment frequencies. They are just empty sounds that will do absolutely nothing for your mind. The only way to guarantee you receive the authentic technology, the 4 bonuses, and the full money-back guarantee is through the direct portal. If your spirit resonates with this recalibration, I have placed the only official link in the description and the pinned comment of this video. Investigate it only if you feel led. Because once your mind is finally quiet, once that gamma frequency is restored and the trauma loop is broken, something magnificent happens. The universe responds. So what exactly happens when this younger soulmate, this matching spirit, finally crosses your path? How will God publicly orchestrate this embrace, and how will you know it is them? To understand how God will orchestrate this, you must first understand what this matching spirit actually looks like. When heaven speaks of a younger soulmate, I want you to expand your vision. Do not limit your understanding strictly to biological years, although that may very well be the case. In the spiritual realm, younger signifies a spirit that has not been crushed by the heavy bitterness of this world. It is a fresh, vibrant, untainted energy that perfectly mirrors the newly healed version of your soul. For years, in your past relationships, you had to be the heavy lifter. You had to be the mature one, the responsible one, the one carrying the emotional weight of 2 people. You became so used to carrying heavy burdens that you forgot what it feels like to just be light. This younger soulmate is not coming to bring immaturity into your life. They are coming to bring playfulness back into your serious, heavy world. They carry a frequency of pure joy that will actively dissolve the lingering shadows of your past. They will look at you with eyes that do not project trauma, but project pure admiration and alignment. If you have been carrying heavy burdens for too long and you are truly ready for a love that feels light, I want you to confirm this in your spirit right now. Type, "I see it," in the comments. Let that declaration break the chains of your past exhaustion. When this matching spirit arrives, it will not be a hidden, quiet thing in the shadows. God is preparing to publicly embrace you with this connection. There are people who watched you walk through your single season, people who judged you, people who whispered that your standards were simply too high, that you expected too much, or that you should just settle like everyone else. They watched you endure the relational famine. Soon they will watch as the divine favor rests heavily upon your life. This public vindication is not for your ego. It is a public testament to your silent faithfulness. I want to show you a profound secret hidden in the ancient scriptures. Look at the famous promise where God says He will restore the years that the locusts have eaten. Most people read the English word restore, and they think it simply means getting back exactly what was taken from them, a one-to-one replacement. But in the original Hebrew, the word used by the prophets is Shalam. Shalam does not just mean a simple restoration. It means to be made entirely complete. It means to be paid back with massive, unprecedented interest. God is not just going to restore the years you lost to toxic, draining relationships. He is overpaying you for your tears. It is as if a divine court has found the enemy guilty of stealing your time and your joy and has ordered him to pay you back 10 times what was taken. Your new relationship, this matching spirit, is your Shalam. It is the overpayment for your suffering. And as I speak this over you, I hear the Spirit saying this directly to your heart. Listen closely. I have seen your tears in the midnight hours. I have watched you rebuild your shattered heart in complete silence when no one else came to help you. The famine is officially over. I have decreed in the courts of heaven, ready for a new beginning. I am sending you a spirit that matches your own, a love that will not require you to shrink, a partner who will protect your peace as fiercely as you do. Take a deep breath right here. I have to ask you something important. When was the last time you actually allowed yourself to dream without the immediate fear of disappointment? When did you last let yourself imagine a beautiful, thriving partnership without immediately bracing for impact or expecting it to fail? The hardest part of the waiting is behind you. The wait is almost over. But before I show you the exact roadmap, before I give you the specific framework to recognize this person and test their energy so you do not accidentally push your blessing away, I have a small request. Gently press the like button on this video. Do not do it for me. Do it so this specific message can reach another chosen one who is sitting in the dark, losing hope today, and desperately needs to know that their overpayment is coming. Now, let me show you the exact framework you need to navigate this shift. Let me show you what happens when they finally step into your physical reality, and the specific rules you must follow to protect this connection. I want to tell you a story about a man who was living in a marriage that had become a completely silent room. Two people living under the same roof, but they had completely stopped truly seeing each other. His mind was so overwhelmed by past resentments and the heavy burden of daily survival that he could not even recognize the love standing right in front of him. But then, he started using the gamma wave technology we discussed earlier. He did not go to couples counseling first. He simply quieted his own mind. He said that the very first thing that changed was not his finances or his career. It was that his brain finally stopped being so chaotic. And when the noise stopped, he could finally hear his wife's voice again. Really hear it. This is what happens when you align your frequency. You stop fighting the ghosts of your past and start recognizing the truth in your present. When this matching spirit arrives, your mind must be quiet enough to recognize them. Remember when I promised you a specific framework to test this connection? Here is exactly how you walk this out. I call this the resonance check. When this younger soulmate, this matching spirit, enters your space, you must pass them through 3 distinct filters. The first filter is the energy equation. In the past, you were the battery for everyone else. They drained you, and you called it love. The matching spirit does not drain your energy. They multiply it. After spending time with them, you will feel more energized, more alive, more like your true self. The second filter is your nervous system. Society has lied to you. They told you that true love feels like butterflies in your stomach, a racing heart, and constant, breathless anticipation. But hear me clearly. Butterflies are often just your nervous system detecting a familiar trauma. It is anxiety disguised as chemistry. When the matching spirit arrives, your nervous system will feel completely calm. Your breathing will naturally slow down. You will not feel a chaotic rush. You will feel a profound, unshakable peace. The third filter is absolute clarity. In the past, you had to decode text messages, guess their intentions, and constantly wonder where you stood. The matching spirit pursues you with absolute clarity. There are no mixed signals. There are no mind games. They step into your life with intention, and their actions perfectly align with their words. This is what happens when they finally arrive. You do not have to guess anymore. You just have to receive. But as this reality gets closer, I know exactly what is happening inside your mind right now. There is a new obstacle emerging. It is not the fear of rejection anymore. It is the fear of success. You are sitting there thinking, what if I actually get this profound, beautiful love and I ruin it? What if my trauma is too deep and I accidentally sabotage the very thing I have been praying for? Listen to me. That fear is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of wisdom. Those who crash and burn have no fear because they have no awareness of the weight of the blessing. Your healthy fear is exactly what proves you are ready to handle it. You are terrified because you finally respect the magnitude of what heaven is doing in your life. But you cannot carry that fear into this new season. It is time to grant yourself permission to step fully into the light. You are allowed to be happy. You are allowed to outgrow your trauma. You are allowed to stop identifying with your brokenness. You are allowed to be publicly loved. You do not owe anyone an apology for receiving exactly what the universe promised you. If you feel that heavy burden of self-sabotage lifting off your chest right now, I want you to take a deep, slow breath. Imagine exhaling years of doubt and unworthy feelings. Type, I release, in the comments. Let it go. The universe cannot hand you a new blessing if your hands are tightly clenched around your old fears. But do not say amen just yet. We have reached the most crucial moment of this entire journey. What I am about to declare over you next is not just information. It is an impartation. Stay with me, because we are about to step into a sacred mental activation that will permanently seal this new frequency into your spirit. I want you to use your imagination for a moment. Picture yourself standing in a vast, quiet hall made entirely of mirrors, but instead of reflecting your past mistakes and your exhaustion, every single mirror in this hall reflects the version of you that has already won, the version of you that is fully healed. And walking towards you in this reflection is the matching spirit. See them clearly in your mind. Feel the physical weight of loneliness literally lifting off your shoulders as they approach. This is who you really are. You are not the forgotten one. You are the cycle breaker. You are the wounded healer. You had to break so you could learn exactly how to hold a love of this magnitude. Let us take a moment of profound gratitude. Thank you, Creator, for the painful preparation. Thank you for the divine quarantine that protected this soul from settling for less. I acknowledge every single tear you cried in secret, every night you held your own heart together when no one else came to help. And now we release. Release the old patterns that kept you trapped. Release the poverty mindset in love. Release the belief that your best days are behind you. I activate the frequency of the matching spirit in your life right now. I call forth the divine connection that has been ordained for your next chapter. I place a guard over this rising. We protect this new connection from jealous eyes, from premature exposure, and from the ghosts of your past. And now, declare this with your entire being. Say it in your heart. I am ready. The relational famine is officially over. I claim my overpayment. It is done. It is sealed. But do not say Amen just yet. I want you to sit in this frequency for the next 60 seconds. Let the profound weight of this blessing settle deep into your bones. One more thing before you go. You are not the same person who pressed play on this message 40 minutes ago. If your spirit confirms this shift, I want you to make your final declaration. Type, I am ready, in the comments to seal this decree permanently. If this message brought clarity to your confusion and peace to your chaos, let your like be your amen without words. And remember, For those who felt called to recalibrate their brain for this new love, using the gamma frequency tool we discussed, the link is in the description and pinned comment. Investigate only if you feel led. Finally, if someone came to mind while you were listening, someone who has given up on love, someone who feels too old or too broken, someone who is crying in silence and pulling away from the world, share this message with them. Text it, email it, send it however you need to, because your share might be the exact answer to the prayer they whispered last night. You are not just leaving a video today. You are leaving a season of profound loneliness. Welcome to your public embrace.